Hello and welcome to the Good Imaginations podcast. Tonight, we will journey to the small town library where you can unwind, reorient yourself, and if you would like, fall fast asleep. Before we begin our adventure, make sure you're settled. If you are seated, get comfortable. Listen to your spine and relax your shoulders. If you are lying down, get your covers and pillow where you want them. Create your nest. Very good. Now, take 3 deep breaths with me in preparation for the journey ahead. Let go of your day and travel to a vacation for your mind. Imagine with me. See, smell, and be present. Breathe with me now. In through your nose, out through your mouth. Slow and even. 1, 2, 3. Very good. Now, shut your eyes and let's drift off to the site of tonight's adventure. You are visiting a small town for the day. The kind of town that has a white gazebo and an ice cream shop with a red and white awning and street lamps from the early 1900s. There's a sort of sleepy, here we are to grow herbs feeling to this place, and while you love the city for a visit as well, you have found that small picturesque towns are just as good to visit. You can soak up the slowness like a cat lying in the sun. Have a slow donut, have a slow cup of coffee, take a slow stroll. You've been here since the early morning, when the orange rays of the sunrise slanted across the old brown brick buildings. Now it is just after 10, and things are opening. Little bookstores are opening up, antique stores, gift shops, places that know how charming they are, that open their doors to let you freely wander. You intend to explore, perhaps find an old watch face or a history book, but first you have been fascinated by the little library, and you want very much to go in. The library is a newer, sloped building built of brick with inviting windows and bright blue doors. Dandelions grow in the grass around it, and the thick bushes up front are well groomed. It is so serene and cozy, and a sense of goodness emanates from it. You walk towards the front doors and almost feel as if you are headed towards a cathedral. The books have a kind of power, like little angels sitting on the shelves. You step inside, and you are immediately struck with how quiet it is. The carpet scruffs softly under your feet. A librarian at the front desk smiles at you, but no one speaks. No music, no chatter. It is not the echoing silence of a church either, with tall ceilings or stone walls. It is muffled and cozy. Low ceilings, carpet, thousands of books. The colors are warm brown and white, almost as if you have walked into a book. You look up at a tiny golden chandelier and you smile. You are going to wander back and forth in this place, just experiencing, just inhaling the smell of books. You wander to the left, and when you see a giant papier-mâché tree and walls covered in a lush mural of characters, you realize you are in the children's section. Nostalgia hits you out of the blue. You want to curl up on one of the small cushions and just read for hours. No worries, nowhere to be, nothing to do. Just sunlight, and whether or not you'll have a soda later. There are some things about your childhood you don't miss, but this lack of worry, this living in the moment, this you miss. This you need. You feel it in your whole chest. You want to spend summers lying in grass and not wondering about bills. You must want it, you think, because you are supposed to have it. You have been told that adults are supposed to be brave and have stress, but suddenly you think that's all codswallop. You're a human, not a robot. You just want to sit down and read books. The children's area is still hushed, but there's a babble of voices from one corner. It is nice to hear the sounds of life. A picture book is being read out loud, you think. You tiptoe, not wanting to be in the way, and you find a quiet spot all your own, inside a gigantic window, on a periwinkle blue cushion. You feel launched back into your childhood a little bit. You want French fries, strawberries. You want to sit here and look at the glow of the sun on the wood of the window. You are here to reminisce, you decide. Perhaps you will pull books off the shelf that you read as a child. Perhaps you will pull the books you never had the chance to read, that no one read to you. There are so many wonderful ones. The Barbapapas, Blueberries for Sal, Bartholomew and the Oobleck. There is something so wonderful about picture books, you think. Little stories, self-contained. As an adult, you have to dig through 700 pages to find a full story. Movies are 2 hours, TV shows are weeks. But picture books. Lush pictures with worlds that dazzle to life in front of your eyes. A cozy 5 minutes, and you've heard a tale. Oh, some of them are silly, of course. Why can't I find my toothbrush or something like that? But honestly, the other day you couldn't find your toothbrush, and it would have been nice to have a reassuring book reminding you that sometimes things get lost, and you don't understand why. But you don't have to feel bad about it. Children's things are basic, you realize, as you stroll through the shelves, plucking books to read like you're picking berries to eat. Children's things are simplified, designed to teach them how to feel okay, view the world, become people. But so many adults haven't become people, and sometimes you feel lost. Maybe it is all right to admit you are in need of learning, comfort, smallness. You take your satisfyingly heavy stack of books over to the window, and you sit down. You curl up, just like you might have done as a 7-year-old, and you crack open the cover. The fresh smell of ink and carefully colored paper hits your nose. You read your first story. The gentle whisk of the pages as you turn them is soothing. The crinkle of the laminated covers, the glossy thickness of the brightly illustrated pages. You are transported by your first story, The Fool of the World and the Flying Ship. And you find that when you are done, you want to go back and read the whole thing again from cover to cover, to see the art one more time. You do this with book after book, getting lost, having a wander, having no other mission in mind than tiny stories that leave you feeling better about the world.